Welcome back to the No Pun Intended podcast, episode 7. It is. Time's flying. It's already week 7 of the NFL. The boys are up and about. There's no Bex here this week, so I think we can rip into him, boys, as much as you want. I don't think he's going to tune in.
Ball prick.
There we go. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. I'll get to Tom first. This man's just, Better when Animo ran through and she ducked up. They went under. They went completely under. The entire country was on her at $21, and you've done more than that. You've taken them about a couple of thousand, isn't it, mate? What's it at?
I think it's up to around about 1,800 since yesterday. Actually, that's all from yesterday. So today, but no, the one who did take him to the cleaners is Bex. I think he's up to around three grand. So that W stake. Bonus bet promo is absolute king. So just going to keep using that over and over until that finishes up. But yeah, no, it's been a good stretch, and definitely the TikToks have just been getting better and better. I think anyone enjoyed the Chris Benoit reference, but those tips still don't go too well. So
yeah, quality's getting better. But that quote they had, the CEO, our liability on Animo was more than 5 times of what we budgeted. So yeah, they're starting from behind, but they're a betting agency. If they keep it around, they'll be fine.
Well, that's the thing. Like they said that they have five times as many customers as what they anticipated.
Yeah, it was like lagging, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, and that they've taken already 1 million bets in 12 days or something. So I'm pretty sure they'd be confident over a period of time that they're just going to get the edge on
get their money back
on all those punters. So
yeah.
Danny boy, how about you, mate?
Yeah, a bit quieter for me on the weekend, but that's all right. Good to see the boys get up some big wins, especially you, Benno, in the groups. Jeez, you and Doll's doing some big work there. Didn't expect that from you, especially. Jeez,
me a quaddie. I know they never hit.
Down.
I hate quaddies, and
you do some of your best work when you're drunk, I reckon. So yeah, you'd be happy with that. Point. So good weekend by the boys. I think on the absolute on the betting stuff. Yeah.
Well, let's hopefully we can bring it into this stuff because this is what we're here for. Scotty, you're a bit late, mate. So sorry, you got to apologise to the 3 viewers that we have right now while we are starting late. But you ready, mate? How's the move going?
Yeah, slowly. That's what I've been doing most of the weekend. So I missed a lot of the horses, but yeah, move's going slowly. The next Melbourne Cup day, going to be moving into the new house, so looking forward to it. But yeah, packing boxes isn't too fun.
Wait, sorry. You didn't bet and all the boys won? Okay.
Keep it up.
I did all right last week.
That's also debatable.
All right, let's get into Sports Deck, although probably the only man that really cares isn't here, but we'll talk about it for a sec. What did I score? 520 last week. Moved up a few spots. Not much. What am I? 459th. We'll go to my team. So what I think Kenny's playing, I'm going to just use the loophole with Josh Allen this week. I'm going to just put the VC on Chase. Who knows? Maybe he goes big. Something like that. What trades did I do? I got in Devontae. Dobbins is out. That was a failure, getting him in, having to get him out. Gone to Kenneth Walker with Penny out for a while. Looks like he'll... Oh, oops, I've got to get this thing off, don't I? Will look like he'll get the full role and he'll make some coin. Devontae Adams, got him in for Hollywood, who's out for a bit, unfortunately. And then MT, I just knew this bloke was a fraud. Plays a couple of good games and then he's injured for the next month or so. So classic MT. And I got Wandale in. So I don't know what you boys are doing. I think Devontae Adams, is everyone getting him off the bye? Is that the plan?
I don't even know what I did.
Shit, I can't remember what I did either.
I got in. I have too many people. I've got 2 Bills receivers.
Yeah, everyone's got Diggs and JJ. Yeah.
I've just traded in. I think I got Ayuk for this week, but yeah, I'm just trying to survive the bye this week.
Yep. Interesting. No, I went something different. I went MT to Tyreek, and just because that suspension hasn't come through for Devontae yet, which might happen or might not, so I don't want to risk that. So I've just gone Tyreek. and I went. Who was the other back? Oh, Aligier to Brian Robinson. That's who I went. Bit cheaper than he hasn't gone up in price yet, so he's at 2.8. So I thought I might as well take a ride on him. Where Kenny's at like what 5.4.
Kenneth, yeah, 5. I just think he get the full roll though. He's going to get everything. So
yeah, it's fair enough. I just think he'll be both.
No,
both
they'll both cash. Yeah, both cash.
Yeah.
Devontae, though, there's no Waller this week, Dan. So Devontae could be getting
that could hurt. That could hurt.
Fed, but yeah. Look, you don't have JJ, do you, Dan? So you get him next week.
Don't have much.
Probably.
I'm just really banking on the later buys, realistically, which could come back to bite me. But we'll see. At least I can get a few out now, which is Cooper and like Diggs out now, so I can just sort of work around it later. But to be fair, my trades are sort of dwindling down a bit. I'm at about 12.
I think I've got 15 after
15,
using.
so
I used the boost
about
this
3
week.
behind.
So, yeah,
team's looking all right.
Gotta be careful.
260 rank.
I should figuring out who I did. I traded out Sutton this week and Hollywood because I had both of those. So I got in Chase and then I got Olave as well. So
yeah,
nice. Yeah,
I want to keep Olave all year.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
He's looking good. Yeah, he's looking good
for sure. Even off the bench if you have to.
Anything else, Scotty, or we can move swiftly on?
I'm going your boys, man, the old Sackers captain this week. So I didn't really know who to go with. JA and all the Buffalo Bills boys gone. So I'm going there, taking the risk and going the sack.
Yeah, not going to try and loop him or just going to go the straight C. Yeah,
jeez.
You don't get up anyway early enough. So
yeah, true.
All right, let's look at how the league went last week. So what do we got? Bex lost. Bex took the L to Wino. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I know. Good.
Wayne's team's good.
It's actually not bad. Yeah.
Like because I was looking through it, like all the running backs this year have been so like the early ones. So he's got Sanders, who's actually been pretty good this year
now as now
and he's got he's got CMC. He's
actually
looking pretty good. And Brees, Sanders, and CMC, I think, are all top 10 running backs, which is nuts. Where some of these other ones have been absolute scrubs.
He's scoring big as well with like. You know,
has he got a second QB?
Yeah, no, he does. Derek Carr had his bye, I think, that week. So, but still, he's still scoring so well. It's crazy.
I reckon Wayne's actually got the team to beat.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, I didn't realize he's just not too bad. Dan.
Yeah, look, mate, I can't deal with this year anymore. Like, we just need to move on. It's third highest score this week, and who gets the highest? Fucking Doers. Like, give me a spell. No words, honestly. My team actually was really good this week, but I just couldn't get the dub, so.
A-Rod, he's been absolute garbage.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, it was A-Rod or Lance I could have picked in that spot, so.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
No, I know. It worked out. Picking up Gino helped. He was just he's been QB like 6 or something off the way.
Yeah, I know.
So what can you do? It is what it is. It's just my luck this year.
Tom Dicko, I was talking to Dicko yesterday. He's like, I'm going to be 4-4. I'm not like he's actually stressing hard. I don't know why this bloke's stressing so much about fantasy, but
yeah, I know. Well, look, his play isn't too bad.
No, it's all right. This week though,
but now it's fucked. Yeah.
Who? Yeah, Scotty. When we get to that,
I've got him.
Look at Dicko's team this week.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so my team, look, Bills came through clutch again, like having JA and Diggs. That's just money every single week. My team could be in a bit of strife, seeing as Dobbins is probably cooked, I reckon. As well. DJ Dallas was the worst pickup of all time. And we'll get to me in a moment. But the Bills have the bye this week. But look, it was good to get a win. Dicko's team, he's not too bad. So I was actually pretty happy to get that one. I was pretty lucky that Chubb just didn't go off as he has been this year.
Yeah, T-Law went big for you though. Kept the faith, which is good.
Yeah, thank God. About time.
Yeah. I love when you see like the screenshots from the last week and you just see the off roster just immediately dropped. I love it.
Oh, yeah, get out of my team.
DJ Dallas.
Look, I was gloating about this win. I got another win on the board. No, the team wasn't that good, but Jules was just worse. Man didn't change his quarterback. He's already checked out, so it's always good. Coming up against Jules, Jeff Wilson in the negatives. Jake Ferguson. I was Monday, Dalton Schultz out. No, nothing left. Last game, and I'm going, do I get... No, there's 2. I was like, do I get I think it was Parnham for the Chargers, who's like their second tight end. Big Alberto, who's like their, I don't know, third or fourth. They've got like heaps of them. And I was like, Jake Ferguson, I'll get the Dallas one, number one, and plugged him in. And look, I would have still won in the end. Eckler scored enough anyway, but yeah, I don't know. Snuck by. My team's pretty shit, so we'll move on. Scotty, he's top of the league, as we'll see in a sec. 5-1, mate. You snuck by bloody
Just,
0.3,
yeah.
so you take that.
Yeah, I'll take those. So, yeah, I've had 2 close wins and 1 close loss, so take that. Pretty average performance, though. Only really Mark Andrews did pretty well. Zeke actually did all right, which is a surprise, but the rest of them did pretty average. So, yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, looking forward to playing Dicko this week.
Lucky Wentz as well. Gone for a bit.
50 under the projected. So this is how it looks. Scotty's up there, and then there's a lot of them, the 4 and 2.
Look at the Wayne points for.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He's number one. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
His team is good.
Yeah, and by a bit too.
I know.
And then Dan, look, points for down the bottom. You're going to argue like Bex every year that points against are high, but it doesn't matter when your team is shit anyway. But don't worry, mate. I'm down there as well.
Having the points against for Bam. That's a joke.
Where's his?
Bam.
Oh, yeah.
683. Yeah.
Oh,
What a
what?
fraudulent team.
You're a fraud.
You're a fraud. Look at his face.
Look
Look at how
You're a fraud.
Nah, am I a fraud?
This week, what do you got? You got Bunkle. So, yeah, Bill's on the bye, mate. You need a defense as well. Have you picked one?
Yeah, no, I know. Well, because I put one through and Bunks took him. He took the Ravens off him. And then I did another, but it said because I didn't drop a player, like oh my god! So I'm getting one now. Having to play Kenyon Drake is disgusting. Like my running backs are garbage. Tight end is pathetic.
The Kate on.
The Bradley.
Look, he could score a lot this week.
So yeah, I'll get. I'm getting the Raiders D, which should hopefully come through in a moment when waivers come through. Unless Bunks is listening live now, he might quickly log on and try to snipe him and
you get free at something. You get something.
But yeah, I do. If I can sneak this win during the Bills bye round, then that's huge for me because I just need to get through this week.
E-Hop coming back right time was good too. Jeez.
He was good.
He's huge. Good. Yeah, massive.
Beck's solid start. Looks like he's going to win this. Yeah, Eno plugged him in. My man for 20. That was good. But yeah, we'll move on because Bold Prick's not here. Scotty, your team projected is not that great, but Dicko's is just worse.
Well, I'm lucky. Yeah, I've got Cup and Hurts probably my 2 best players out this week, but lucky I'm playing Dicko, so I can
message Dicko better. Tell him to pick up some people.
God, does he want to get a QB?
Look, Russ is out and Waller. Surely he'll fix it, but still, it won't matter probably.
Is Mac playing?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Or is
that had him out as well for a while? I don't know. I don't know. He's in strife though.
Yeah, he is in strife. Scotty should win this, but you know.
And then we got the toilet bowl, pretty much the early toilet bowl. Me and Dan.
Yep.
Decent start by both of us, I guess. Kamara, he hasn't been that good this year. Finally got some. What do you have? 3 catches in the last minute? Bit of junk time.
A bit of junk time. Yeah, that's all he was though. Yeah, he was on like 2 receptions, and then Andy just dropped into him like the last 6 or 7 plays, and I was like, oh, cool, yeah, feed him up. So that was handy because Olave was looking like outscoring both.
Yeah, I was hoping to get in the end zone, but still solid. And that's probably Ertz's worst score of the year, isn't it? Because he's been pretty good.
Yeah, annoying because Cards put up 40 points and Ertz didn't do much at all, which is annoying. Yeah. He threw to D-Hop, which I expected, but I thought two
pick sixes as well, so they're not not all offense, but
bit annoying. But yeah,
Dak's back for me, so that's a positive.
Look at that timing. Timing.
Look though, I've got Jeff Wilson, dude. I picked up
Devontae Foreman.
I put like the rest of my waiver money on buddy Donta Foreman because, it's not a good year for us. But we'll see who wins.
We'll see. Yep.
All right, so then we'll get to this week for the picks. Sorry, we'll look at last week first. Not that we really want to, but hey, Tom went 0-3.
Tom.
0-3? 3, no, mate.
Sorry, 3, no. He can talk it up because he got his record back to around.
Well, first of all, I put the knife away from chopping my dick off with that Dolphins and Vikings bet. The 1 p.m. humidity over 60%. Everyone laughed, but geez, that was absolute money. It nearly stormed home.
Was it like 3 points that got home by us?
They were on 16 points at halftime, so I was counting the money there. The Steelers one was absolutely money. They won straight up as well, which was huge. Mitch was absolutely clutch down the end and converting 3 like third and longs. So that was good. And then Benno, us with the Chargers, with the Rams.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy. The staff threw the pick 6, which made it pretty tough. We were a little bit sweating there, but no, it was definitely a good week. So I think I've gone 3-0, 0-3, and 3-0. So if you're following me this week, fade me on my 3, and you might get up.
Well, you brought it back. We're still all in the red. I don't really want to talk too much.
The
Jets
picked by 7-11 as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. You've come back huge, mate. I'm gonna give you props there.
I don't think I've come back. I think everyone's just fallen back. So
yeah, me, Scotty, and Bex relied on the Jags again. They've really fallen off a cliff. Probably stop betting them for the time being.
Free real estate in Scott's head, the Colts. Free.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, look, Chargers. Look, if they can't beat the Broncos by more than 4.5 points, then I'm probably not touching them.
It's stiff because they won it outright as well. Which is
yeah, they did in the end, but it's not good enough. It was terrible. All right, we will get to this week's spreads now. So another 4 teams on bye, of course. We had the Thursday night game, which was massive scoring. Smashed the overs. A little bit bigger lines this week. A lot around about a touchdown. So I think I'm touching a couple of them. Bucks with the big one against the Panthers, which we'll get to as well. With what PJ Walker still starting, CMC gone.
Yep.
So that should be a big one. Anything stick out, boys, before we let Scotty enlighten us with his stat?
The only thing, is the unders are still hitting somehow. I don't know. I think it's still the highest rate. It's still 60% or something like that. So even though there are a few more overs cashing in, the unders are still hitting for whatever reason.
We're just not picking them.
We're just
picking the ones. We're picking the ones that go over. Except Tom.
With that, I reckon Scotty says anything and then just 60% of the time after it's solidified the stat.
It's
like
just
that. I'm pretty sure it's hitting 60% of the time. It's like, okay, yeah.
Every time, 60% of the time.
Every time, 60% of the
time. Maybe the bookies have caught on because the totals look a bit lower this week. Maybe across the board. I don't know.
There's a few. Look at the Broncos one, 37. Like, wow.
Yeah. No Russ. Maybe that's an upgrade.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Point. Maybe they'll actually throw.
All right, Scotty.
It's time for
Scotty's
Saturday Night. Presented by no one.
Alrighty, so I looked at what I've been looking at this week because we've got 2 teams that fit this criteria. I've started to look at backup quarterbacks in their first start of the season. So the overall record for this against the spread is 53%. At home, it's 44%, and then at the road, it's 60%. And even if we look at this year, we've had a lot of backup quarterbacks who've had success. So I think there's 5 out of 9 covered in their first game. Obviously, Cooper Rush is one who's getting replaced this week, but's had good success. Brissett, I think his first game, and a few other ones, even Zappi from the Patriots as well. So the ones we're looking at this week is I've got one of my picks is the Commanders, which I'll go more into, which I really, really like. And then we've obviously got Russ out for the Broncos game. So there's 2 ones I'd probably be keeping an eye out for. The real thing with value for that type of thing is how much better do you think the backup quarterback is, or how much worse do you think it is? And in the case of Wentz, I wouldn't think there's much of a difference. They've both been pretty average. You can say Russ has had a pretty average season. The Broncos offense has been pretty disgusting anyway. Can it get much worse? I'd argue probably not. But yeah, those are probably the 2 ones I look at for this week for a backup quarterback. I don't think the drop is going to be as much as what I guess the punters think at the moment.
Yeah, I don't mind that Commanders one.
I don't mind the Commanders because Heineke's not too bad. He's shown when he comes in.
Yeah, he was good for a bit there.
Don't know about the Broncos though. I don't know if I'd touch that.
No.
Yeah, it's more just their offense has been stinking regardless at the moment.
Whoever's behind the helm. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I don't mind those.
All right, let's get to our picks for this week. So I'm kicking it off. I'm going the Bengals.
The Bengals.
The Bengals. Pretty simple. I think they're just hitting their form now. It took them a couple of weeks to get going. I know the Falcons have been really good this year covering the line, and I think someone else has got them. Here it might be Bex, but
Baldy.
Yeah, look, I just think the Bengals are hitting their straps. Chrome's not here. He went out. I think he did go 1-2 last week, but I'm fading the Chrome. Honestly, I think he sounds like he's smart half the time, but he's not. So I'm going with the Bengals, and
agreed.
That's that. I don't think much more needs to be said.
I like it.
Tom.
Yeah, no, I'm actually jumping on the Giants here, the big G-men. I know they're probably not as good as the 5-1 record, and they've probably been a little bit lucky and things like that. But I'm pretty happy with the way that they play. They seem to be in a lot of games. And the Jags, as much as I was celebrating that early division bet, they've just been so hit and miss and just make stupid mistakes and things like that. And I saw a stat that the Jags have lost 18 straight against the NFC since 2018, and they're 2-16 against the spread. And since 2012, they're 4-39 straight up against the NFC. So I'm pretty happy to think that may continue. And even if they don't win the Giants, I'm pretty confident with the 3.5 just to cover a late field goal or something like that. So pretty keen to jump on the G-Men bandwagon, which is saying something as much because I do hate Danny Dumps more than anyone. So that shows how keen I am here.
It's so weird. We've played pretty average the first half, and then we're the best second half team in the bloody comp. I don't know why, but been really efficient in second half. So the Bucks, Dan, that's actually my lock later on. I'll give it away, but talk me through it, mate. You can talk us through the pick for me.
I mean, I think this one's quite simple. I know Tom had the stat last week when he backed against Tom Brady with the big line, but I think this one's quite different I think the Panthers just put the Q in the rack. It's done. It's over for them. So Brady, it's actually weird. The Bucks are 3-3, which is really, really surprising for them in that division. And I think this will be an absolute onslaught. They're finally getting a lot more healthier. Brady's got his weapons back, so I just think this will be nice and easy. The Panthers have just given up. PJ Walker or whoever they play on that offense, the only person I would only be scared of is DJ Moore. But even then, you have to throw to him. So I think this game will be nice and easy for the Bucs defense. And Brady, he'll probably wouldn't even throw that much. He'll get Lenny to run, and they'll shoot this in easy.
Yeah, I know it's a big line, but I agree with you. The Seahawks, Scotty, they've been pretty good this year, well above expectations. So I think they can cover this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think their offense has been absolutely cooking this year. Then even last week, their defense was cooking. So I think they kept the Cards to 9 points. So the defense over the last couple of weeks has started to improve as well. In terms of the Chargers as well, they haven't been winning by much as well. So I think the only team they've beaten by more than 5 points, have had 4 wins, was the Texans, and they scored a touchdown in the last 2 minutes, something like that. So the rest of the teams in the other 3 wins, they won by 5 points or less. So even if the Chargers win, I think Seahawks can carry that. But yeah, I think the Seahawks are a very underrated team. I think their offense is cooking, and I think they'll give Chargers, who seem a bit injury prone, not just the same as last year. They've got a few players on the things. Even their defense doesn't look as good as it was last year. So I think Seahawks will cover.
Who?
Yep.
Seahawks. The Hawks.
You
won't like it when the Seahawks are angry.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to go with the Falcons plus 6.5. They're 6-0 against the spread. I think that they can cover. I think Joe Mixon, he's a gadget guy, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get that. I wear a Renault hat to cover my bald patch on my head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fuck Bex. The Bengals are getting up.
Exactly. Get out of here.
Second pick. Is that showing for you boys? There we go.
Yep.
I'll go on the Ravens. Look, they'll be filthy about last week. Losing to the Giants. I think they'll come out with a vengeance here against the Browns. And the Browns, they've been okay to the start of the year, but they're, as of late, not too great. And I just think Ravens are the better team, and they'll cover this line. So again, not many stats from me, just more gut feel, and maybe that's a bad thing because, look, I've done the best out of all of this. Not that it's great, but I'll just go for the Ravens off a loss. I think they can, they'll come out firing. The Niners, Tom.
Yeah, I like this one. I'm having a home dog In terms of, and the line was a bit more pre the CMC trade as well. I think the CMC part's pretty interesting. I reckon he's like the perfect guy that can get traded like midweek and just jump into a team and just be automatic. I think Jimmy G complements him well in terms of that he's just going to be checking down, and Jimmy G might throw for 300 yards and he's going to have about 15 yards of actual airtime of the ball because he's just going to be checking it down. So I like it. I think the Niners D has actually, considering all the injuries that they've had, like last week's complete write-off against the Falcons, they get Bosa back this week, and also Fred Warner. So I think their defense is pretty good. I think the Chiefs just haven't been putting it together as nicely as would hope. Last week was, okay against the Bills, but they were at home. So I'm pretty happy to take the Niners plus 1.5 here.
Beautiful. And Dan, you just everything I said, you got any stats? Nothing else?
Yeah, happy to ride with you, mate. Yeah, it's just basically, like I said, the Ravens have led every game this year. They were unlucky against the Giants, but to be fair, our boys were quite good. The Ravens just sort of shut off in that second half, yeah. So I just think the Browns have sort of just been figured out now. Jacoby Brissett's just going to get absolutely sort of destroyed by this defense, and we'll just sort of, I guess they'll just heavily run with Chubb and Kareem, who haven't been amazing in the last couple of weeks. So I think Ravens should cover this, so I'm happy to take them at home.
I didn't mention that's the better part of the defense too, isn't it? The run defense and up front. So just stop Nick Chubb, flood the box, and hope for the best.
Yep.
Here we go, Scotty. Look, we're doing some weird ones this week. Tom's lock's a bit of a different one because we've just been doing strictly spreads and over unders, but Scotty's going the first half.
Free real estate.
Yep.
This is free real estate.
Against the Colts, once again.
Yeah, free real estate. Give it to me.
Play the clip.
They got me last week. It's record 3 to me, 1 to the Colts. And there's no way I'm not coming back. So I'm doubling down. All right. Going to give you some stats. All righty.
Here we go.
So the Colts this season are 0-6 against the spread in the first halves, failing to cover it by 8.3 points per game. So they suck at first halves. Titans themselves 4-1 in the first halves, covering that by 8.3 points per game. In terms of their how they rank in the first half, the Colts rank dead last on offense and 29th in defense. The Titans, on the other hand, lead the league in offense in the first half. All right. Even if we look at 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when they played each other, it was 24-10 at halftime. And Colts have got a good Titans have got a good record in them. I think the last 5 out of the 6. They've beaten them as well. Also, Titans coming off a bye, they've been fantastic as well. Vrabel with them has been 4-0 straight up. And they've been covering that by 19 points per game. So they've been absolutely killing it. Tannehill off a bye is also 7-2 as well. So I'm not forgetting about the Colts. I'm going to absolutely keep carrying. I'm going to keep making money off the Colts. It was a little bump in the road, but we'll make money more this week. So bet against the Colts. Do it, everyone. Let's go.
I think that's some good stats.
They are good stats. You're going to make me put a bet on now.
I was actually tempted to put a bet on as well. That's funny.
But what? Why not just bet the Titans? You're a bit scared of the full-time score or what's happening?
I just think I saw those stats and I just couldn't. You couldn't
not do it. Yeah.
Watch them.
Anyone want to talk for Chrome again?
And then watch them cover the first half, and then the Titans cover the line though at the end. And Scott,
like a field goal with like a second to go in the halftime. It's gonna be like
Colts up at halftime, but then Titans win by 20 or something. Just
Scotty,
Cowboys.
No, I'm not bothering you.
I can't remember.
They've got who the hell?
They got Lions.
That's right. Yeah. I don't mind it. Tack back. Anyway,
stack back. Their defense is good.
Hope it loses.
I hope you go 3 again. You bold prick.
Bucks, like Dan said, I don't want to talk too much about it. I just think this is the perfect spot for the Bucks to get their season kind of going because there's all the Brady stuff going on. They haven't looked too great, as Dan said. 3-3 in the division. They should be winning this division comfortably. Panthers are giving up. This should be a rout. So big line, but I think they cover it. And Tom, you feed into that, mate, with the team total under.
Yeah. I'm going a bit different here, and I reckon the under 13 is really good here. I think first of all, it's the Panthers, so that's our starting point in terms of that they're absolutely terrible. And the Bucks, even though the offense has been great, I reckon their defense has been really good, and they're still one of the best defenses in the league. And the Panthers are the worst offense in the league. The only touchdown they got last week was from Staff throwing the pick six, and the one they got before that was a TD by CMC. So for the last 2 weeks, the way they've got a TD was from the defense, and then the other one was from a player that's no longer there. The Bucks need a beatdown. This season's been so up and down, so I feel like this is the one where, there was a clip of Brady absolutely blasting his O-line that I reckon they're going to be coming out wanting to absolutely demolish a team. And this is the perfect one to destroy. So, I probably could have gone,
the Bucks as well.
the Bucks line or whatever it is, but I just want to get a little bit cute here and go the under 13, just to go just a little bit different. Feeling myself.
Fair enough. Dan, you come around to the G-Men, mate. You bet against them last week. Tom's on board. You finally on board, mate, with your own team?
Yeah, look, this one's interesting to me. Look, I know we're 5-1, but in saying that, we have beat a couple of good teams now, and the Jags haven't been that good. And you're giving up a field goal to us? Yeah, I'm happy to ride this. The G-Men have been really, really good. Our defense has been solid. Dable's an absolute genius. He just knows how to get the best out of dimes and sack. Mondell was actually good. Tom's man played some snaps. He was actually very, very good.
Tom wanted him week 1 for the anytime.
Yep.
And he got it when he was healthy.
First full game he played, touchdown. That's,
Exactly. I told you.
Get some weapons back, get healthy. The Giants are we're there. Honestly, we could win this 6-1. I wouldn't be surprised. The Jags have not been that impressive.
Playoffs. That's the most ridiculous thing.
This is insanely good by us. Like, I think I've written them off enough. I'm on. Let's go to G-Men.
Yeah, and the schedule's opening up now after those Packers and Ravens games. So, yep, I like it. And Scotty, this is feeding into your stat, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. So this is feeding into my stat. Obviously, we've got Heineke coming in this week for the Commanders, which we talk about different things. I don't think he's that much of a drop off to Wentz this season. I think Wentz has been really struggling. I think he started pretty hot the first couple of weeks and then he's kind of dropped off. So I don't think there'll be much of a drop off. So as we're looking into this, I think the Packers, they've been struggling with this pressure, and that's something that the Washington bring in. So I think they've got the third pressure rate. A-Rod, who's been absolute gun over the last couple of years, has really been struggling with it as well. So I think he's got a 103.2 passing rating from a clean pocket, but when under duress, it goes down to 65. So it really gets him in trouble. So Washington are really going to bring the heat to him this week. And then if you talk about other options, how they're going to get at the ball, you talk about Tonyan. He cheesed last week. I think got 10 and 12 passes, but then Washington are third against passing tight ends, and they're ranked 5th against the run as well. So talking about Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, it just makes it a lot harder for the Packers on offense. And then if you talk about a way that we can get through Heineke throwing the ball, the Packers are the worst team, a dead ranked last against the run. So they've got the opportunity with people like Brian Robinson Jr., Gibson, JJ McKissick to start taking advantage of that. So if the Heineke starts struggling, they've also got the chance they can start going through the run game as well. So I think overall, I think also the home divisional dogs is 58% as well, with a spread less than 7. So that's another stat for you.
All right, he's a SpongeBob meme there. There goes the list. But if he hasn't sold it to you, then you can't do much more, Scotty, mate. You always come with the goods.
What's the average talk time? I want to know.
Always come with the goods.
So we're just like, straight to the point. Scotty's got like a whole list of everything.
Hey, he backs it up.
I like it.
He's coming. Yeah, I don't mind.
All right,
I like his picks this week.
Yeah, they're good. A bit of touchdowns and then some props to finish it off. Look, we can really rip Bex here. We can really rip Bex. He still hasn't hit one this year.
He's atrocious. He's a joke.
Touchdowns, I don't know what's wrong with him, but it wasn't the greatest week overall for all of us.
Where do we start with what's wrong with him? Where do you want me to begin?
Zay Jones time's getting a bit cute.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
You love getting cute though.
Yeah, it was $4 odds or something like that. If I get one of those, then who cares?
Christian Kirk looks like the go-to though. He's scored in a lot of games, hasn't he, this year for them? Yeah. So he'll be a good option. Kelsey 4, then 0. Dan, that's just unlucky, but
that's a bit of a pain.
Yeah. It's Ramondre, isn't it, Scotty? So you're 5-1, mate. You're hitting these.
Yeah, cool. So, I think I got the feeling it was the first one. The first week I got wrong, and I've hit 5 straight.
I got a feeling.
Yeah. I reckon his average odds are like $1.10, but whatever.
By the way, Tom Thielen, I had him on a personal multi that didn't end up winning with me and Dollars. But Thielen, again, that same stat you had. 2 games he went without, and then he hit in week 6 again.
I should have done it last week.
Keep an eye on that, because I saw that too, and I was like, he's like $3 as well. So this week, it's a running back theme. I got couple of good photos here as well. But Josh Jacobs, look, I liked him in his rookie year. I think I drafted him in our league. And then for the 2 years after that, I was like, is this guy really even any good? This year he's been unreal. So I'm jumping on him. He scored, I think, in every week but one or maybe two. So, look, I think against the Texans, they'll run a lot. No Waller. Lean on Jacobs a bit. I think Devontae is a good bet as well, coming back if he is. So, anyway, I like the Raiders in this game to score a touchdown. And JJ's the man. B-Rob, Tom.
Yeah, he's been killing it. He's an absolute gun. So, pardon the pun, but I reckon he is absolutely money this week. Sort of go back to what Scotty was saying with all that. If you want to rewind another 10 minutes and listen to it about how the Commanders and against the Packers. I think it's about $2 odds or something like that. So, I'm not getting cute this week. I'm going to go with one that I reckon is pretty good.
Just quickly before Dan goes, we got Big Seven saying we're looking for a replacement. I'd recommend Lockstar. Okay, gets more touchdown scorers than Bex. Look, that's not hard to do. To be fair,
I agree.
You'd probably be better looking as well.
Let's get Lockstar on.
All right, we might be looking for a position. Lenny, Dan, just again.
This one's quite simple. I think it's just going to be touchdowns galore. I wouldn't be surprised if random people got one, like the old Otten, on like just random bums just get one. You know what I mean? And Lenny's one of his favorite targets. Whether he runs it in or he catches it, runs it in, I think this is pretty safe. To be honest, I hope so. Hopefully, an easy green tick for this one.
Before we jumped on, Dan, we saw this in the doc, and
listen here now.
What the hell is going on?
Listen here now. This is sickening. You better talk me through this one, you absolute dickhead. Tell me. Tell me.
His most hated player.
I didn't like it. Trust me. I was looking through them, but the matchup's good. I'll talk you through it. So they're playing the Lions, who is the worst team. They've got the most. I think it's rushing touchdowns. I think it's 2 a game. They've copped also the most points. I think it's 34 points per game. I know they've had the bye, so probably one less game than everyone else, but that's 6 more points. They've copped more than anyone else. So as much as it disgusts me, and I do not like this man, I'll repeat that again. I do not like this man. I think he will get through. And I think even if he wanted to go for a longer shot, Pollard's not a bad one as well. I think they just always leak rushing touchdowns. So I'm going Zeke. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
You make me sick.
And for Bex, surely he can hit one this week. I think Derek's record against the Colts is unreal. So if he can find a way to curse Derek, then
he's actually cool.
Because I'm probably going to be betting on Derek as well myself in some multis. So, in fact, I already think Dollars has for me and him.
I think he's going super safe, Bex, just to get on the board.
Yeah. So if he finds a way to curse this man, then he truly is done. All right, let's get to the player props. I put my hand up, boys. I apologize.
That's
the first
disgusting.
blemish.
Not even close.
Blemish from me and Bex after being 5-0, and then we don't get the multi across the line because we get our first losses. But funnily enough, 2 days ago goes and gets like 120 yards from scrimmage total. So I was just a week early on that one. And look, he'll probably lose a roll once Connor's back anyway. Although I don't think he should. He's been pretty good. So Garrett Wilson, Tom, he didn't catch the ball, I don't think. Did he, or was it like?
I think he might have got one.
Might have got one. Yeah. And we'll see again that you've gone again. The Danny Dumps, as Tom would say, or Danny Dimes. What did he end up with, Dan? Or was it easy?
Dude, like nothing. I think I'm just bringing it up now. I think he only had like 6 or 7 rushing yards, something like that.
Yeah,
6. He had 6 attempts for 6 yards. So this shattered in. So he had a rush. So that was pretty easy. Yeah. So I expected them to be down, so he'd be throwing, but either way, he couldn't run. So. That one cleared pretty easy.
Yep. DK, he had one of his better games, I think, Scotty, for the year, didn't he?
No, he had a bit stinker. He had 2.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 receptions from 7 targets, I think. So they cleared pretty easily as well.
Yep, nice. All right, this week, I'm going the Eck. So I think, what did he have a couple of weeks ago? Like 170 or something stupid. Seattle's run D, as Scotty said, has been the overall defense been improving. I still think their run D is like bottom 3 or bottom 5 or something. So Eckler's line is always low, so I think it's not too hard to beat for rushing because obviously he gets a lot of pass work. But I expect him to get this pretty not easily, but I think he'll get enough to get over the line. I was actually going to go Jacobs in the end, but I went the touchdown, so I stayed away. and Scotty's gone him though. But yeah, I'll go Eckler. Tom's gone again with the Garrett Wilson. They've lowered the line.
Yeah, no. So they've lowered the line, which they probably should have. But I'm just happy to go it again. He's just getting a low amount of targets with Wilson being back. Really tough matchup against the Denver secondary, who are pretty elite. I know that Moore is out. I'm pretty sure he requested like a trade or something. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's out. And I'm pretty keen to keep taking anything that's under 3.5 for the next few weeks if it doesn't catch up, because I reckon I just the targets have been that low.
Yep, I think it was like what I'm reading here: 6, 4, and 5, and 5 targets last week for 1 catch. They're just the type of targets we said last week. They're just down
just
the field.
Shots.
Hard. Not uncatchable, but harder to catch.
So he's going to need to get like 8 or 9, I reckon, to be able to clear that.
Yeah. Zay Jones, I don't know why this man appears so much on my body when I'm doing the graphics, but he's here again, and this time it's Dan. But
yeah, I'm on the Zay Jones train. This one was quite simple, actually. He was targeted 9 times last week for 5 catches. So it's slowly becoming T-Law's sort of favorite target. Him and Kirk are sort of sharing that sort of number 1 role, which is weird. But I think this should be okay, because I think the Giants will sort of focus on Kirk. And I think Zay Jones will sort of just get his sort of easy sort of slot picks or whatever, just a few sort of easy catches. So 4, I'm quite happy to go with, especially because he was targeted so heavily the last couple of weeks. So I'll ride the Zay, see how it goes. He hasn't got us a tick once, so we'll see how this week goes.
It's like 9, 8, 11, 5. But what's the name? Marvin Jones is still out, or maybe questionable, but yeah, that'll help.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, Scotty, just sort of agree with me before with the touchdown pick. Think he'll have a good game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. I think the last 2 games, he's got at least 20 carries each and 149 yards. So he's been absolutely cooking. And then he gets a good matchup as well. I think the Texans are rated 29th for their rush defense. It's been pretty terrible. While the Raiders are really, really ranked high. I think they've had the fewest rushing attempts because they've been behind a lot, but they're having 5.3 yards per carry. And the Titans, on the other hand, are allowing 5.2 yards per carry. So Texans, I think it just sets up Texans. So it just sets up for a big day for Jacobs, I think. I think, the last couple of weeks they're just feeding him, and I can't see why he wouldn't have a big day out against them.
Yep, as long as game script goes the way we think, it should be pretty easy. And Bex, like you said, with Pollard maybe for a touchdown, he's gone over rush yards there for 36.5. So, I don't mind that. He always is a danger of breaking off a big one and, bloody covering that in one carry. So, that's Bex's pick. All right, we're almost done. We'll get to Danny Boy. Still wild every time I see that play.
So I'll put the hex on this. This is the absolute last straw. If I don't get this, I'm happy to just retire for good. This is I've been absolutely putrid, but this one I've done the research. I have put in the effort for this one.
Week 7.
Yes, it's taken me half the season, but you got to start somewhere. So Derek Carr against the Texans has thrown 2 touchdowns every game. That's just as simple as it comes. And in this season, he's thrown pretty much 2 touchdowns every game. Him and Devontae have really clicked on. So I think this should be really good at home, and especially because the Raiders need to get their season going with what their record is, 1-4. So this has to go. Joey Burrow is also another one who has had 2 touchdowns in every game this year. I don't know why I didn't even think to look, but this man is just absolutely cooking. The Bengals are very high-powered offense, especially with Jamar T looking back healthy as well. They've been running a lot more with Joe, but they're just not getting enough sort of yards from him. So Joey's been having to throw. So I think 2 is easy. Now, this one is sneaky because there was apparently some bet for Justin Herbert to get 1 last week, and he didn't even do it. And bookies absolutely cleaned up. So I reckon Justin would have been hearing this, and he'd been like, nah, screw you. I'm going to show you what I'm about. And against an absolutely putrid team this week, I think he'll go mega. So I'm going Justin Herbert as well. And this is going to just push it over that little $3 to $4 mark just to get on the board. I'm confident in this. I'm not going dick cutting off confident, but I'm willing to wax strip my leg, my hairy leg, if this doesn't hit. Gone.
Hold him to it.
I'll do that.
Straight on. This doesn't hit, wax strip on the hairy legs, and I'm a hairy man, especially on the legs. This shit's gonna hurt. It's happening. I'm that confident in this one. I need to get on the board.
I like it.
Don't lie to your audience though, Dan. I'm looking at Joe Burrow. He's had a game of only one before.
Hey!
Don't lie to your audience, mate.
Did you actually do your research, you bozo?
I did 2. Was that the first game?
You're a clown.
Game 2.
Oh,
game 2.
You're a
Okay.
clown.
Sorry, my bad.
Stop lying to everyone, mate.
My
No, he's hit in every
bad,
other
my
game though.
But he's hit every other. Sorry, my apologies. But
He's a clown.
Smoking Jay, I believe in him. He's gonna get this easy. I'm not bothered about that.
Look, you sold me, but I had to check because I thought he had a stinker in the early doors. But
I know. I remember
anyway.
the first week he threw a last-minute one to Jamar to take it over.
Yeah, he got fair first week, but second week,
Yeah,
he didn't,
the
but...
second week. Yeah, okay, I missed that one. My bad.
Listeners would have
Just
loved
go to sleeper. It's easy, mate. They're all there for you.
I reckon the listeners would have loved to have heard you go, so I've actually done the research after they've polled him for 6 weeks.
And then he's capping. He's capping.
Nah, we got it. We're on.
All right. I don't want to do this, but we'll get to Bex. And he's Bex.
I'm coming straight from the dome. I'm coming straight from the dome.
Look, he's
Fair
been
play.
tweeting. Look, we got 23 followers. I don't know how many people actually see these, but Bex puts on his golf bets every week, and he picks someone that's paying like 60 to 1. So fair play to him. What did he have on it? $5. So you still take that. Like that's a pretty good tip to get that. All the way down there. I was trying to see how many views because my actual account it says how many views now on Twitter, which is weird, but. Anyway, if you want to follow Bex's bets, he put on another couple this week. He said he had Rory McIlroy for first round leader at $17. I think he was third or basically tied second or whatever and was close, but didn't quite get there. But
So it lost.
Bex, he studies his shit. Like he reads all the golf, the flight trajectory and the greens and I don't know how he does it, but if you want to follow a man that's full nerd on this stuff, follow the Twitter because you keep posting them every week.
Yep.
And he picked this guy that I don't know what beer that is, but yeah, the old Otagoui. So
fair play.
That's enough pumping up Bex because he's not here. So we'll finish there, boys. Anything you want to mention before we go?
Max Verstappen, Austin GP.
That's right. Yeah,
that's easy. Probably $1.50 or something. Yeah, it'll be a good race, I think. But it'll be really early. Probably same time as NFL. I think I heard it is.
Yeah,
pretty
right.
early in the morning.
Why would they do that? Like mix it with NFL Sunday, but
annoying. But
not much they can do. I guess they have to.
That's the only one. I can keep nice and close to the TikTok. I think Tom's on a heater, so he's coming. The man's coming. It's just started off.
Heater with the content,
not with the actual tips, but.
Look, honestly, if he could tweet every second, every of the day of what he's saying, we would be up quite well. But unfortunately, the man's busy making cash.
Stop the multis. Just get the couple of picks. You're hitting the picks.
Yeah, maybe I ditch the multi and just do some more picks.
Just do a few more picks. Yeah,
we got the Punt Olympics coming up next Saturday, Derby Day into then Cup Day into Oaks Day into Champion Stakes Day. So there's a week of just absolute it's Christmas for me. So I'll be putting up a TikTok for each of those four days. So I got to come up with some good content there. But pretty keen to just absolutely unload over those 4 days. So
got the kitty going from yesterday.
Yeah, he's got the cash. Yep.
All I needed.
Done well.
If you haven't already, get on the Melbourne Cup promo for better. Try sink the ship. So we can sink it by Melbourne Cup Day.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the tip though? That's hard at Melbourne Cup.
Deauville Legend.
Just go it. Yeah.
It beat El Bogadon, who was in the Cox Plate yesterday, who looked pretty good over 2000.
Who looked good, yeah.
I cannot see a single Australian horse beating any of these internationals. All of them have been pretty disappointing. Like Duas, Luna Flair looked okay in the Moody Valley Cup yesterday, who could be okay. But it's either Loft or Deauville Legend. You just can't see two of those. So if you want a strategy, you could throw $5 on Loft, $5 on Deauville, and you're going to get 500 each way. But I'm pretty confident in Deauville Legend, especially with the $101 odds. Who cares? Like seriously,
is that
they said 30% are on Deauville, and it's 1K payout. Imagine that. That'll sink them even more than yesterday.
Yeah, good.
So
So I signed my dad up today to get onto Daily Legend as well. So I sort of don't want to end this company because like they're actually being like
their promos are good.
Yeah.
But I do want to give it to them. So
like we said at the start, they'll be fine. They've got the customers there, so
they need one bad weekend from the boys in there.
That's it. Look, the app pisses you off though. They need to improve that, but that'll come. You'd think.
Thoughts on
that's it.
NBA?
Oh yeah, that's been kicking off.
It's been all right start to the year.
Yeah,
6-0-3.
Yeah.
Paolo looks insane.
Yeah, that's locked. That's done.
Yeah,
he looks like
just give it to him.
He's a man.
What's
he paying now? It's probably already $2.
It'd be like easy.
I don't know. What about the Pacers bloke? He's been all right. Matthew.
Oh
Got
yeah,
the bench. What's his name?
Maturin or whatever. Yeah,
with H something. Yeah, I've never even heard of him. He's good.
Yeah,
no, I think Paolo's they'll probably just win it. But no, it's been an interesting start for a few of the big teams as well. Brooklyn have looked sort of rubbish, and even Miami.
Good.
Yeah. They won today.
Great. You beat the Raptors. Well done.
Cavs good win against the Bears.
Cavs good win, yeah. Donnie, first Cavs played back-to-back 30-point games. Looking good.
Yeah, he looks good. Garland was out as well, so that is going to be interesting, the two of them, Garland and Mitchell.
Garland had a stinker though, right, the other game. So
yeah. First game, he was absolutely trash. That's the one that they choked, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So take a bit of chemistry, but no, they've got the team. So be an interesting year for NBA. So keen to see what happens. But I feel
like I don't know who's good anymore. Like a couple of new teams coming up, so I don't mind that.
Good. I like that.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. You want to sort of open
I reckon the Clippers are looking pretty good.
Yeah. If I just rest the balls all year, get them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Don't want them to go.
But there's always something that happens with them. George or Kawhi always get hurt, so it's I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but be a good year. We'll see. We'll be raking in that $101 odds as well with the championship if we can back it as well. So
you've got till December to do that, so you can wait and see, I guess, what happens.
Bucks.
Pretty much just see if anyone gets injured because the Bucks look good. Giannis always dominating, so.
We'll bring some World Cup stuff soon as well. Couple weeks. Couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, wrap it up.
Easy.
The Tyler video, CMC to 49ers, we didn't even really talk about, but that will be interesting as well. The Chiefs game. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that game. But yeah, all right. Thanks for joining us for another week. We will see you same time, similar time next week.